everybody, Logic for Life here, bringing guys a brand new video. So this is kind of like a follow-up to my deck collection video, which I actually got to do a part 2 of because I completely forgot about 3 more boxes of decks, deck cores and stuff like that. So that's coming soon enough. But I want to give something to you guys who are here for Chaotic and stuff and show off my Chaotic collection. This is like my prized possession. I actually spent a solid like hour and a half, 2 hours reorganizing my binder last night. I will say that I absolutely freaking love this collection. It's taken me a long while to get up to this point, and crap, there's my train of thought. Oh yeah. This isn't all of it. About at least 3 cards in particular are not in here. And that would be my Blastotan, my Killaron, and Zerium Armor, which are all in a deck, along with everything else in that deck. I don't want to take apart a deck just simply to go and, you know, put it in my binder to show off. And people have seen that whole deck like 2 or 3 times. I think I've done a deck profile with the same deck with slightly different builds. So, yeah, I have this organized in a certain way. Also, if you see anything you want to trade for, everything except for the stuff on the first page is for trade or sale, depending. Like, I'm really only looking for a few things, most notably Prince BD, new champion of the guard, so yeah. I'm pretty much only going to trade for stuff like that. Although I also, apparently I lost my Proboscar, and I also want an Ursus. So yeah, those are the 3 things: Proboscar, Ursus, and Prince BD, champion of guard. I don't know what happened to my Proboscars. I thought I had 4, and they all disappeared, and I can't find them. So I don't know what the heck happened to them. But anyways, let's get on with this. So first and foremost, and I'm gonna be zooming in. Okay, so with the first page, I got all 4 generals. A giant truck just went by. Got all 4 generals. I wish my Grand Take was in a bit better condition, but oh well, whatever. I used to have a pre-release Tang of Toborn, but I traded him off to somebody. And I got a Gorum. Gorum is the worst general. It sucks so much. And then, of course, Barapion. He was actually my first general. He's really, really cool. And then, right here, and I'm going to zoom in big time on these, because these are really, really freaking awesome. If I can just orient it. There we go. These are unfinished first ed, mint condition, Dawn of Param, Kaor and Maxor, but they're French. And they are so cool looking. I found these along with the, you'll see at the bottom, a unfinished first ed mint condition. I think Iron Pillar is the pillar. I can't remember which pillar it is. It's the one that like negates all battle gear. I bought them all in like a group thing for $10 because the guy like completely and totally butchered the title, so no one knew what it was. And I managed to, I was the only bidder, and I bid for like $10 because that was the lowest that he was accepting, and I got it, and I'm really happy. I don't even know how much these would go for, because unfinished cards, especially like unfinished rare cards like Kaor and Maxor, tend to be kind of expensive, though sometimes it really depends on the person. Some people are willing to pay more for unfinished cards, while others are willing to pay less. So yeah, that's a thing. Now then, let's go ahead and zoom back out a bit. There's the unfinished Iron Pillar, and then we got a card that's like my prized possession right now. That's the Hawaiian Heptad. I picked this up from Espalo Collection on eBay for her $50, and I am so freaking happy I got one of these. I was never expecting seeing one on eBay, and if I ever did see one, I was going to guess that, oh, it'd be like $100, $150, something like that. But no, Espalo Collection, it was like one of the most awesome eBay chaotic sellers. Sold it for $50. She had a whole bunch of them on there, so I bought one of them, and I was like, yes, Hawaiian Heptad, and it's max energy too, and I'm pretty sure it has at least 1 or 2 max stats, and I'm just really, really happy because this card is just awesome looking, and I love it. And then we got Prince BD, new champion of the guard, unfinished, even more so than these guys. Like these guys, they have the chaotic logo on the back. Like here, I'll show you. See, chaotic logo on the back. But this Prince Medino I have does not even have that far. He didn't even get that far. And a friend of mine actually bought this for me on eBay. Funnily enough, we were both bidding on the same one, but he didn't know I was bidding on it, and I didn't know he was bidding on it, and he ended up winning the bid and then sent it to me. And I'm like, oh dude, thanks. And I mean, it's cool and all, but I want a playable copy so I can actually use it in my Mepedian deck. The instant I get a playable copy, I will do an updated version, but no one wants to trade their playable copies of the freaking card, and it's driving me insane. I will freaking sell you my liver for a playable copy of Prince Medino Champion and Guard. Okay, now then, let's back out a bit. Then here is, crap, spoilers on the next page. There we go. So here's my page of promos. I wasn't able to fit all of them on here, but I put most of them. So we got Yakis, the one on top, well, Yakis Spooker, that's the one that Norval Stevens sent me. He's another one of the big eBay sellers and a big trader on, trade cards online. So if you ever like want to get like some cool stuff, he's usually got almost anything. Okay, I can't move it any farther because my tripod's in the way. Yay! Then we got my Ursanog, my Veer Valley, Nebris unfinished. There's a finished copy underneath it. Gadup, Amik. I love how like whenever they first like did promos and stuff, they made them not overpowered. Fast Quinn. I actually really want a finished copy of this guy because I really like him, just for the heck of it. He's not good, but yeah, I like him. I like his card art and everything. And then we got Cataclysm. I actually got this recently in a trade. Funnily enough, they made a better version of this card called Land Gore, which does literally the same thing, 5/5/5/5/5 for everything, but it's a 1-drop, and this is a 3-drop. So yeah. And then we got good old Cyronox. Actually, one of my favorite cards. Well, obviously he's a Fire and Stone card, and he's now the only Fire and Stone card I have. I actually just traded off my my second Arctis. I've gotten somehow 2 Arctises in like a certain time span, and I traded off both for stuff that I honestly value a lot more. Arctis is a cool card to have for collection, but like I don't like him too much. Like honestly, I hate saying that, but the card's just not that great. Anyways, but Cyronox. Honestly, out of all the Fire and Stone cards, he's probably my favorite. Mostly due to his freaking flavor text. I had to remember what it's called. It's just so sing-songy, yet also like gloomy. It's like Born of Darkness, Raised in Gloom, crap, what is it? Wielder of Sorrow, Bringer of Doom. That is so cool, so rhymey. I love it. Not to mention, he's just a really good card. I actually wanted to play him in my KO to Fierce deck, but then I realized, oh wait, freaking Nevena doesn't have fire, so his effect is null and void. And so I ended up swapping him out for Bear of Beyond, which I was happy that I had. It was either going to be Bear of Beyond or Hammerdoom Chantcaller. I also have Hammerdoom just because he has more health and overall better stats and doesn't have to worry about standard, like already having Recklessness, but I ended up going with Bear of Beyond because honestly, Fire 15 is really nice. Then we got up here. Ah, god dang it, come on. Gotta zoom out. There we go. Okay. We got over here my Overrollers starting off. Good old freaking Max Sword Protector Param. I actually just got him. Actually, I was in the trade for this guy and one other thing, and then I was giving the dude my Ikatos, Ides King, and Arctis, and I'm just so happy I finally have this card. I've been wanting one forever. I used to also have regular Max Sword, but I traded him off a while ago, and it was the premium pack version, so you can actually buy those for like $1 or $2 on Amazon, so I wasn't too worried about it. Got my good old Interest Nature Force, my 2 Tank of Toborn in training, my 2, oh wait, gotta pull up a bit. My 2 Gronmore, which are just really awesome. I freaking love Gronmore. My 1 Var, I thought I had 2, but I guess not. Floor is really awesome. You can use them with all sorts of shenanigans. Avena, one of my favorite cards, honestly, mostly for the artwork. She's just such an awesome card. Not to mention, honestly, she's just really, really cool for her stats and HP and everything. And I also love her story with her and her sister Nevena. Then we got good old Fedav, Master Strategist over here, Human Paladin. I hate this card, okay? I don't even know if it's good or not. Like, I can't remember. Like, it's a healing thing where, like, what is it? Like, you gotta, an opposing non-overruled creature loses a major counter, heal 10 damage to target creature, which is an okay effect and everything. But this card I hate, because look at how many I have. Well, I used to have like 5 more, but I literally was giving them away. I hate this card so much. I pull her so often. Good old Llama. Dang it. This is gonna drive me nuts. I need a better way of doing this, that's for sure. Oh well. Doing it live! Okay. I got the original interests. Karaba, another card I pulled way too often. He was a freaking 10 promo, and I just hate this card. I got him in every single freaking 10. It was annoying. Mostly because every single freaking 10 at my local Target had this thing. And then we got Realm Watermaster, one of the most common freaking supers I pulled out of Turn of the Tide. It's obnoxious. Then we got the Underworlders, the first free cards. My original K-Word that I pulled way back when I was a kid. I got K-Word of Fierce recently in a trade. My freaking Lord Von Blue that I pulled in that one box opening. Good lord, that was... good thing I was home alone when I did that box opening, because, oh my god, I would not have been able to do that reaction. Because if everybody was home, I would have had to hold myself back so much thinking about it. Dear lord. That brings back memories. And then we got Hammer Doom Chant Caller. I think that's his max energy. I freaking love this card. I know he's not all that great, but like, he just still looks really cool. My Takinam Shadow Knight. My Zamul, which I've also gotten in a trade. Then we got Bareth Beyond, my Nevena, Uxum. That's actually one of 2 Uxums I have. The other one's in a deck. Magmon Retaliator, which I have a ton of. Nauphalax Tainted, good old Skiffia, Gothel Spy. I really wanted to play her in my Lord Von Blute Servant deck, you know, with like that like focus on like having Lord Von Blute and all of his lackeys with him, like Zamul and Skiffia and stuff. But she has fire and earth for some reason, which is just so freaking random. I mean, yes, she has earth like every other Lord Von Blute servant and Lord Von Blute himself, but still, why fire and earth and not water and earth? It would have made so much more sense either way. Fell for this card. I hate this character, and this card is not all that great, but God, this really should have just been a Marillion. Like, it should have. But oh well, it was a set before, and before Marillions were a thing. Just yet. Good old original Takinam. I don't get why she does not have fire. That's my biggest criticism with the original Takinam, is that she doesn't have fire. Yes, she had fire in a TV show. She's seen throwing a fireball, and it's just really obnoxious. I don't get some of the choices that, like, the TV show made differently and everything. Agitos, Eloquent Motivator. I have way too many of this card. He's another one of the super common supers, which is kind of annoying. And we got Ultradur, he's okay. Omar, good old Ilks. Kind of makes me want to build a like air-focused Underworld deck, but Mepedians just do it so much better. And then we get to the Danians. Funnily enough, I don't have a single Ultra Danian. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, out of all 5 tribes, plus 6 if you count the tribeless, out of all of them, the Danians are at the bottom of my list that I like, so I've never really cared. I don't think I've ever even owned a ultra rare Danian, nor do I really care to, except for Alexia. I do want an Alexia just for collection purposes, because then I have every leader, because then I'd have every single leader for each tribe, except for Thebsar, because he was never released. But oh well. And we got Funra, let's see here, Hammer Doom Chankar, Assist Related, Funra, which is a terrible card. Non-Danians you control deal 5 damage to infected creatures. Okay, so then you need to at least play him with some one other Danian to infect stuff, and that's just not good. Then we got Furlick, God, I can't read it. Philrick, Landfair. I could not read that upside down at all. Got Draz, Mividal. God dang it, I used to be able to pronounce this. Mivendal. I actually kind of want to test this guy out in Morellians, especially like an Iron focus deck, because he has a pretty good Brainwash effect where you can sack him off and then target a chieftain. If that chieftain dies, it comes back. So that's really, really nice. And then we got Myrant. I actually have a ton of him. Yeah. Then we got, I could put 2 Critolins because different rarities and stuff. I was trying to separate it by rarities because that's premium pack, that's original. Critolin isn't even all that great, honestly. Then again, I don't think like any Danians are all that great. I'm like the most biased against Danians. And then we got Orobon, Como, Sismoided over here. And then we see Gintanai, the other part of that trade for IH and Ikatos. No, I know that's the same guy. Ikatos and Arctis. Because I traded basically those 2 for Maxor, Protector, Param, and Gintanai. And I'm just happy I have Gintanai. He's the only dragon we did get, although they classified him as a war beast, because I think he's like a dead dragon that they brought back to life with the power of conjuring and stuff. I don't know the full lore on that, but like this card is still really, really cool. Super powerful. I hate his effect though. Because his effect basically makes him only usable in 1v1 games. Granted, I have seen some builds of like 6v6 decks that focus on him and stuff. My only real issue with that is that he still kills himself off after. I mean, you have to sack off something else every time, and you can basically you can run out of resources really, really fast. I might do something with him and maybe like Ixik, since I've always wanted to use Ixik in a deck, but I hate Ixik's effect for reducing every other monster you control by 10. Anyways, Como Purified, the Alliances Unraveled pre-release version. Pretty cool card, I like him a lot. Then we got the original Prince Medinu, which honestly I don't like too much. He's cool and all, and actually I remember reading something that Prince Medinu, the original, can do the most amount of damage in the game if you use a crap ton of music. It's the first attack and something other. I can't remember the full thing, but like you can do like upwards of 200 damage with him, and possibly even more if you do everything right. I got Malif. The original Como, who is actually still like, I'd argue is like the best Mepedian version of Como, if only because he's the only really good Mepedian with Disarm. Like, in all honesty. The only other decent one is Ribian, and Ribian has crap HP, so he dies real quick. But Como has stupid high HP, and he has Disarm, and that's just really awesome. Then we get to the others. I got Tafiel, Kofika Hunter, he's okay. Got Sepmik. I noticed that with the last set that we did get, Alliances Unraveled, or Secrets of the Lost City, they started focusing more on fire with Mepedians, and actually there were a few, like for instance Epitrine, that had fire beforehand, but I noticed that they started focusing more on that, and I think that's because the dragons, which are going to come out in fire and stone, we're probably going to have fire and air rather than air and earth like most Mepedians. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there was at least one dragon with air and earth, but I feel like most of the dragons were going to have fire and air, or maybe fire and earth. Just simply because they're dragons, they breathe fire, you know, that's what dragons do. Then we got good old Fivarf, who's the worst card in the game, and I pulled way too many of, like, I literally just started throwing these guys away as a kid because I got so tired of pulling them. I got one with, I think, max HP and one with lowest HP. Granted, I think he can have 5 HP, I can't remember though, but I have one with 20, one with 10, and that's as far as I'm keeping. Like, the only reason why I haven't bought in any Silent Sands since is because I don't want to pull any more of this. I'm tired of seeing him in his ugly mug. Same thing with Euterio. I have way too many Euterios, and everybody knows why if you watch any of my openings. We got good old Bivike, which I don't even know if he's ever been good. And we got the original Rubian, And then we got the premium pack one, and then Razmadarini, whom of which I still think is one of the best 10 promos. This card was so good. Invisibility Surprise, Invisibility Strike 10, and Earth 5. And then if you're for some reason playing him in a Brain Wars deck, he negates all invisibility abilities. That is really, really good. I just absolutely love Razmadarini. And now we get to my personal favorite section, and that's my Marillions. Oh boy, okay. We've got my Ayin here. I know that my Ayin doesn't have the greatest stats, but I don't care. It's an Ayin. I'm happy to have one. I got my Nunkwern, the promo. He's not the best condition. He's warped and he's got all sorts of beat up on the edges, but I don't care. I have one. I got my Barakaton, which I wanted ever since I was a kid. I freaking love this thing's artwork and design. He reminds me so much of Iron Man and stuff for some reason. I don't know why it reminds me so much of Iron Man, but the Mark 1 Iron Man suit that Iron Man forges into slave camp and stuff and builds to escape and everything. That's what this reminds me of. Then we got Cerulean the Song Thief, good old Boam. I remember when I pulled this out of just some random packs of Forged Unity that I bought. Falmakin, Azaya Inquisitor. I got this in a trade a while ago. I think from Norval Steven. It might have been somebody else. And then we got Raftab. Honestly, Raftab, aside from Ayin himself, is my favorite Marillion. Mostly because he was just my favorite as a kid. I remember seeing him. Heck, I even named my RuneScape character half of him. So if you want to add me on RuneScape, even though I don't get to play very much, mostly because I just don't have the money to pay for gold membership. Maybe one day though again. I tend to binge play RuneScape for a few months and then I stop playing and then I've binge played and then but anyways. And then we got a Benabaku, which is still honestly to me the weirdest looking Marillion, and there's a lot of weird looking ones, and a Benabaku is still the weirdest one to me. It's a freaking jellyfish and everything. It just looks really weird. It's like a jellyfish crab thing. And then we got Ritsudag, one of my personal favorite Marillions, especially out of the super rares, because of his stat boosting ability. I love it so much. It's helped me out so often. And then over here, we got Milling, Foothold Commander, Raftab, Mind Squire, and Flagomp. And then down here, we got Evapar and Fixspin. Fixspin, I freaking love the artwork for. I remember I said something along those lines whenever I pulled it out of my packs, whenever I got it. And then I put the original Milling here. I've had this Milling since I was a kid. I wanted to put him in here because he's bad weight damage and everything. And there's a story behind him, which is probably going to be in the next Dual Stories video whenever me, Boomer, and Hagel get together to do that. Because there's a long story, a long and convoluted story behind this particular Milling. And oh dear Lord, we'd be here for another 10 minutes, and I don't want to do that to you guys. Then we got my terrible condition Chromax. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I put them in here. I'm actually going to fix that because it's going to bug me. The corner folded over. This Chromax is in such terrible condition, it's not even funny. God dang it, the other corner did it. Yeah, this thing really needs to be in a card sleeve. I'm going to find a card sleeve later and put them in there. And then I got my two Smeldons. Again, I think I said it earlier, but I traded off my Ursus. I regret it. It was an 85 energy Ursus. I really, really missed that card. And then we got my two Smeldons here. And I don't know what the heck happened to my Proboscars. I used to have a crap ton of them. I don't know what the heck happened to them. I got my Mega Roar. Now we're getting into the attacks, which is less interesting, but still pretty cool. Unified Tribe Shards, Apocalypse. Apoc Eclipse. Then we got Armageddon, still one of my favorite attacks in the game. I know it's not all that great because it's a 5-drop of 50 damage and possibly even more with stat buffs and stuff. It's awesome. I love it. Well, not stat buffs, but elemental buffs. Magma Hack, Morph. I pulled way too many of these. Seriously, I got 10 and it's annoying. Electric Rain. And we got Ferocity. I separated them because they seem to be different rarities. I know they're both supers, but this one is just super, look at that. I love that foiling. It's so cool looking. And then this one, it's just a normal boring super, but this one is the cool super. I've always wanted to have another one of these. It looks so cool. I love it. But this one, I just deal with it. And then we got Minor Roar. Pretty cool card. It's basically a mini Mega Roar, but like it's more of like a mini Armageddon. Ultimate War Stance, Coral Balls. I remember the freaking so funny story about this. The chaotic forums. So like there's a bunch of cards with like balls in the name and everything, but balls was one of the banned words on the chaotic forums. Like if you tried to type it out, it wouldn't let you. It'd like censor it and everything. So like no one would know what you're saying. So like people would have to like spell it out like all caps with periods in between. B point, A point, L point, L point S if they were like talking about the attack or any of the other ball attacks, or were asking if anybody had it for trade and stuff, which is just annoying. They should have thought about that more. Then we got Discipline, Destruction. Pretty cool card. I haven't ever actually found a deck to use them, but it's still cool looking. Infight. Okay, so this Infight that's at the top, you'll see it's kind of busted up. This was my first super that I pulled out of my first pack. I remember I got some packs. I remember I got at least 2 Zenith of the Hive and maybe 1 Silent Sands. And I opened up my first pack of Zenith of the Hive, and I'm going through the cards. My first card was Ornithor, and I can't remember the other cards. And then whenever I got to the rare or super, I pulled the super, and it was an Infight, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I started playing it in like every deck because it was my highest damaging attack, and I was an idiot little kid, but still. I still have that card. It's not a great card at all, like honestly, but still, it's 20 damage for 4 drop. I guess that's not terrible, but there's just better attacks out there, like honestly. And then we got Cyclone Slam. I actually have like 4 of these. 2 of them are over in my Mepedian deck. Yeah. And we got Rancorous Projection. It's okay. Mandibular Might, Blaze Barrage. I still need 1 more of these. I think I actually have 1 more, but I haven't stuck it in here yet. Winter Claw. Actually, yeah, now that I remember, there's actually some cards that like I was laying on my table and I completely forgot to put them in here, like Bear Beyond and stuff like that. And then we got Before the Storm and Poison Panic. Now we get to the Battle Gear, Dread Tread. Let's move it up. Bodal's Elemental Converter, which is a really, really good card. I love using this in combination with Nunkwurm because it's stupid good. And then we got the Curl Shard of the Tidal Crest. It's okay. It's like not the best shard, but I like it because Water 5 and 40 bonus energy, really nice. Dune Hammer, and then we got the Premium Pack Doom Hammer. Then we got the good old Fun Blue Scythe. I actually have like 2 more of these. They're in a deck. Then we got Phobia Plates. The Chowler, the Gigantroper. God dang it, what does that say? Brain Amplifier. A Pedian Fulgurite. I actually want to find a way to play this in a deck because it sounds like a really, really powerful card. So Equip Creature gains Air 10, and at the end of the combat, this card is destroyed. But however, if like you play a deck with like Barakaton in it, Barakaton says, hey, Battle Gear can't be destroyed, so this card doesn't get destroyed. The only issue is that that means you have to play Barakaton, which means that if you want to like play like a Mepedian or something in it, you have to then also play a Chieftain, and then you have to play a bunch of Brainwash Mepedians with air. And then we got the Coalstone, the Wingfin. I think there was an episode where like Maxor in Param was like flying us around and like was attacked by Raftab. I just remember that for some reason. And then we got the War Beast Power Leash, Danian Carapace, which I still freaking love this battle gear. It's so hilarious, and I love it. Then we got the Sarvanok, which I have way too many of. I have like 10 of these. And the Gigaftar, which again, I have like 10 of these. It's annoying. Iparu Jungle, my first ultra rare location, and actually my first ultra rare that I pulled out of a pack as a kid and everything. A really cool card. I think my second ultra rare location was Bodal's Armory, but then I traded that off to somebody, which I regret because I actually need 2 for the Marillion deck for eyeing and stuff. Then we got Stone Pillar, and it's another one of those really cool foil ones. I forget what people call these foils. I think they're called Ripple foils and everything. It's like the old supers or something. The Golden Heptagon, Prexor Chasm, I have 2 of those. Dracon's Threshold, Portal to the Past, Glacier Plains, Marillion Melting Camp, the Magma Dam, Dracanus Threshold, good old Lake Brakir, Old Assault Trench, Nadrin's Castle, Ralposak, the Condensation Ceremony, Sifanger's Shelf, which is falling out, Mepedian Lounge, and Prototype Demolition Field. And for music, I have Song of Revival, Underworld, Refrain of Denial. I don't know if it's a super or an ultra, but I decided to take a guess and say that it was a super and put it as the first super. Either way, these are both the premium pack ones. Kind of annoying, but whatever. I just don't like premium gold, rarity, or whatever you want to call it from the premium pack. Forgotten Origins, Calling of Ain, Elemental Elegy, Elegy. Good lord, I can't read that. Symphonic Pelagic Mare Song, which is just, I freaking love that name, but I couldn't remember it for the life of me. Really, really scary card. Basically making it to where all of a sudden, oh hey, everything's Samuel now. Sound of Noise, Song of Stasis Shields, Coral, no. God, I can't read that. Coral, yeah, it was Coral. Of the Apparition, basically Chorus of the Apparition. March of the Marillion Minions. I freaking love that name. Like seriously, I love the names of the Marillion music, but like music in general, I love the names of because it's got this like sing-songy naming scheme to it. Then we got Ostinato of Obenmir, Amir, yeah, can't speak. And that's it for my chaotic collection. I also have some emphasis on some of my Force of Will cards in here, as well as also some of my Kaijudo stuff in here. God, I miss these games. Force of Will is slowly making a comeback. If Force of Will ever makes a full comeback, I would be totally down for playing it again. But like nobody has interest in it. Oh, and there's some of my Duel Master cards. Oh god. So that was everything, guys. That's all my collection, barring the commons and rares and the supers I forgot to put in my binder that I just remembered about on my desk. Again, if anybody has a Prince Medinu Champion of the Guard that's not freaking unfinished and it's finished and everything, has its stats, I don't care about if it has a code or not. I just want the freaking finished copy so I can actually play it and use it in a duel and, you know, actually use it for a deck profile, but whatever. Anyways, if you have one of those, I'm looking for one. Same thing with Ursus. Everything except for on this first page is for trade. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. And see y'all later. Peace out. Legend for Life. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to my 2 Patreons so far. To my 2 wonderful Patreons, Cambrock223 and Night Zone. You guys are incredibly awesome, and it just, I can't express my thanks enough. Thank you guys both, and I hope everybody has a great day. See y'all later. Peace out.